good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is, wherever you're in the world, it is your Lord and Saviour. So, Demon the Fallen, it's now done and out of the way. What's next? And what do I feel about Demon the Fallen as a whole game line thing? Well, first of all, let's talk about what's happening next. If you watched some of the most recent of uploads I have done, I've put cards up. I think they're up there, they might be over there, but check out those fucking corners. We have the bloody guide to vampire roleplay. You can also check out the trailer for that, where we're telling you how to roleplay different clans, aimed primarily at 5th edition players, but it can be applied to pretty much any edition of Vampire, as you shall soon see, especially if you check out the latest episode as of the recording of this, the episode on the Banu Hakim, the Assamite clan. Now, I hope everybody's going to enjoy all that, because I've put a lot of fucking work into that one. Last 13 weeks of just writing that non-stop, and now you know why. For so many weeks, why I was asking in the community tabs and social media, how do you play a member of this clan? I was seeing if anybody was going to catch on and say, is Law doing a guide as such? But no, nobody did, which is totally poggers in my opinion. And I'm saying that just pure loving teasing spite of my partner, who I do adore very much, and I know that it will make them smile all the same. Mwah. Anywho, so we've got that bit out of the way. What do I think of Demon the Fallen as a whole? Well, if I could sum up the game line in just a noise... yeah, it's, I don't think it's that great, unfortunately, which is such a shame, especially with how I entered Demon the Fallen. I found the premise of it all very interesting, and a little glance over the core book, it seemed really cool. And then I sat down to probably read and engage with the material properly, as anybody who is wanting to try and get into a series should do. And let's just deal with the problematic stuff first. First of all, I do not like how it handles mental health and disabilities. There's an extract from the book here where it has a very telling opinion about people on the autistic spectrum, such as myself, which, not gonna lie, that got me in the gut right there. He says, pointing to his chest, which is very, very interesting. I do not like how its whole idea is, oh, if it wasn't to do with Christians, it was controlled by the worst of all demons, which I hate. Like, I get what they're going for and how it's like a very 90s edgy thing, and it's not actually very original in of itself, but at the same time, it's very offensive. And I'm not a Christian person myself, nor am I some breed of Catholic, or the variants of thereof. Like, I think if you listen to my stuff, you can probably tell how anti-Catholicism I am. But it's just bad. And even then, it's not a thing against Catholics, it's against every other religion. I should have said I'm not really a religious person myself, but you know what I mean. So those are the glaringly bad things. And about its mechanics as the game itself, another noise for you. I just don't think it's very interesting, unfortunately. Like, it has a lot of good ideas going for it, at least ideas that have got a lot of potential. But I don't know, it just feels kind of bland. Its meta plot is like a theme and variation with all the different factions and houses. It just doesn't really excite me as it did when I first heard about it and picked up the book and skim read it for the first time, which is such a shame, really. And I know what I'm saying here is kind of rushed and kind of not really deep. It's kind of shallow, but if you observe with what I'm doing in my surroundings, I am out in the wilderness walking one of my dogs, so I don't exactly have the luxury of time on my hands. And that Demon the Fallen was clearly a very rushed game, both in its core book and its source material, so I think I'm allowed to be rushed in my opinion of it and my analysis, or I guess surface level thoughts for it. I may do a review of it proper sometime, but quite frankly, I'm done with Demon the Fallen for a bit. So, if I do a review for that, that's going to be like way down the line. That, and I don't typically review books unless I've had some experience like running or playing it. Like most recently we have The Fall of London. I haven't run it, but somebody did try to run it for me once. It just sort of stopped partway through, and then nobody ever picked it up again, and just as well, because I was beginning to show my frustrations for it greatly. But I suppose that leads me on to the point of what would I do with Demon the Fallen if I had to update for a 20th or 5th edition sort of setting. First thing first, I don't think we'd ever see it for 5th edition, purely because Paradox vetoed the Barley from Cult of the Blood Gods, because they can't work out that their adult, mature audience, the people that's intended of Vampire the Masquerade, couldn't work out, oh gosh, we should do this demonic shit in real life, oh gosh. But then again, they okayed the release of Love-Stained Blood, that romance book that encourages emotional bleed and trauma onto players, and if you don't like that, just play a emotionless edgelord. So, and then of course when that released, all I saw about people talking about the book was what powers it had and making their horny fanfics come to life. So good job, B-Team, and that's me being very generous. As the 20th anniversary, which is probably the most easy to transfer over mechanically, again, I wouldn't do anything because I don't particularly like Demon the Fallen. So what I would do, I'd probably give it to Onyx Path, who have the team and the writers to do it justice. But again, that falls on the hands of Paradox, who are being weird with their mature horror games for adults. So I think people should just carry on making homebrew for it, to be honest, because those are the ones who care for the setting, the fans. Once more, with that, mindset of just, if the devs can't do it properly, let the fans fix it, And there are Demon the Fallen homebrew out there you can check out on the Storytellers Vault, and you can buy Demon the Fallen still, print on demand through Drive4RPG and the Storytellers Vault, which I'll leave for description below. You purchase it with those links, and I get some of the money because I'm an affiliate, and I can provide more World of Darkness content for you. So yeah, that's basically a summary of what I think, what's coming up next, and what to do to fix and update things. But I would like to hear what you would do personally with the lore and the ideas of Demon the Fallen. Like, what would you change? What would you add? What would you take away? I am genuinely interested to see what people would do with it, because I know there's a fair amount of love with it, and that's awesome, and I hope that more people discover it and have a fun time with it. It's just not my cup of tea, really. I'm more a Demon the Descent sort of person anyway. I find that a bit more interesting. So yeah, I can't wait to see you on the next upload, whatever that may be. Check out the Bloody Guide to Vampire Roleplay, my other Demon the Fallen content, because I've pretty much covered everything now. And I will see you next time. Until next time, farewell.